Good morning, viewers. Today I am present before you with the work of John Dryden, an essay of dramatic poesy. In today's podcast, I will be giving you a brief introduction and appreciation of this great critical essay. Before I begin the podcast, it is advisable that you keep a notebook and a pen so that you can jot down the important points relating to this particular topic. It is further advisable to use earplugs for listening to the podcast. Dryden's essay of dramatic poesy, 1665, is considered the only formal work of criticism left behind by him. It is a major critical document and an important landmark in the history of English literary criticism. The essay is an attempt to evolve the principles which ought to guide us in judging a play, as well as an effort to discover the rules which could help a dramatist in writing a good play. The essay is also a contribution to two controversies. First, regarding the comparative superiority of the ancients and the moderns, Dryden demonstrates the superiority of the moderns over the ancients, as also the superiority of contemporary English dramatists over the dramatists of the last generation. Second, the comparative merits and demerits of blank verse and rhyme for dramatic purposes. Dryden holds the superiority of rhymed verse. The themes of the essay. First, the relative merits of ancients and modern poets or dramatists are focused in the essay. Second, whether the existing French school of drama is superior or inferior to the English. Third, whether the Elizabethan dramatists were in all points superior to those of Dryden's own time. Fourth, whether plays are more perfect in proportion as they conform to the dramatic rules laid down by the ancients. 5. Whether the substitution of rhyme for blank verse in serious plays is an improvement. The immediate occasion for the essay was provided by contemporary events. It so happened that in the year 1663, a French man named Samuel Saubert visited England on some diplomatic mission, and on returning to France, did the undiplomatic thing of publishing an account of his voyage in which he made some unfavorable remarks about English science and English stage. Saubert succeeded in provoking one reply both on scientific and literary grounds from the historian of the English Royal Society, Thomas Sprat. And it was not long after the incident that Dryden, courtly poet and dramatist, having apparently stocked his mind with the critical principles of Corneille, retired to the country like Milton during the plague year of 1665, and in the leisure thus forced upon him wrote the present essay. The essay is in the form of a dialogue between four persons in the manner of Plato's Republic, and by his skillful handling of it, Dryden made it into a popular literary form, which according to Wimsett and Brooks was to reign supreme in England during the next 75 years. No one person states the whole truth. Every speaker contributes to the discussion. There is a free give and take of views. Nothing is stated with any finality, and in the end, the readers are left to draw their own conclusions. It is the Aristotelian way of practical reasoning which Dryden has successfully used in the essay. The tone is neither dogmatic nor pontifical or magisterial. Dryden does not claim to know the truth. His purpose is gradually, through discussion, to advance towards greater and greater approximation to truth. There are four speakers or interlocutors, and the setting is dramatic. Dryden imagines the four gentlemanly and witty interlocutors of his dialogue as drifting in a barge softly down the river Thames. The literary discussion in which they are soon involved comes up through some chance remarks about certain extravagant and worthless poems which have recently appeared in celebration of public events. An interest in two somewhat similar oppositions, that between classicism and modernity and that between the Elizabethan generation in English letters and the present, tends to entangle and temporarily to obscure the lines of the argument. Crites expounds the extreme classical view that the Greeks and Romans fully discovered and illustrated those reasonable and perennial rules to which the modern drama must conform. He maintains the superiority of the last stage in making plays, but is nearly ready to recognize the new degree of correctness in versification achieved by Walter and Denham. The second person to speak at length, Eugenius, takes the negative position that the ancient poets failed badly in their illustration of the rules prescribed by their critics. The implication is that the moderns have actually best illustrated the rules, but there is little effort to adduce positive evidence for this view. Thirdly, Lycidius, accepting the same premises as Crites and Eugenius, that the classical rules for the imitation of nature are indeed the fundamentals of correct dramatic creation, advances the argument that perfect realization of the rules is not to be found in the contemporary English drama, but in the French. Thus, Dryden gives expression to three leading kinds of classicism through these characters, letting them talk themselves out, and it is not until this late point in the essay that the main pivot of the argument occurs with the entrance of Neander. He upholds the superiority of the English drama over the French and of rhyme over blank verse. The four speakers hardly agree to anything, and having reached their destination, part with mutual courtesy. The readers are left to draw their own conclusions. The different characters are objective representatives of four different points of view. They are symbolic figures representing the different ideas popular in the day. In this way, Dryden has been able to project his views in an inoffensive, indirect, and lively manner. So this was all about the essay on dramatic poesy. I hope this podcast helps you to understand the essay in a better way. Please leave your comment. Please do like, share and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to click on the bell icon for latest update. Thank you for your valuable time. Here's wishing you a great day ahead.